As summer arrives on Cape Cod, the region experiences an influx of visitors, leading to increased traffic and a higher volume of pedestrians and cyclists. To address road safety concerns, new laws have been enacted aiming to protect vulnerable road users. Chief Sonnabend from the Barnstable Police Department discusses the key provisions of these laws.
The law in the state used to be that if there was a pedestrian or a bike or a horse or whatever in the lane of travel, you had to give them a reasonable amount of distance and you had to slow to a reasonable speed to go around them. The problem being with that is everyone's definition of reasonable is a little bit malleable.
The updated law eliminates the subjective nature of determining a reasonable distance and establishes a clear standard of 4 feet. Drivers are allowed to cross over a yellow line if necessary to pass a vulnerable road user safely, without fear of being pulled over for the violation.
And the law now defines that as 4 feet. It doesn't leave it as reasonable distance anymore. It's 4 feet. And you are allowed to pass over a double yellow line. So if the 4 feet would carry over a double yellow line, you have to go over a double yellow line to pass somebody, you're now allowed to do that. So if I was driving behind you in my police car and you went over the double yellow line because you're going around Johnny Jones who's walking on the side of the street, I can't pull you over for going over the double yellow line. You're given that pass in that circumstance to go over the double yellow line, provided you're doing so safely. It's like, don't do it around a corner. You got to be able to see clearly that you're not going to run head on into the Mack truck that's coming.
Right.
But you get 4 feet. So that it really helps people to decide because let's face it, you're driving down the street and you're like, well, am I far enough away from the bike? Am I too far? And everyone tries to stay in that lane because they don't want to get over, and you end up being too close.
Violations of the law can have serious consequences.
If you get into an accident and you hurt someone that was a vulnerable road user, then you could go to, you could face an enhanced penalty, you could face jail time, you could get, you might have to go to a traffic school and complete that. You could get your license suspended or revoked or whatnot. There's a lot of these things were in place before, but they were kind of haphazard. They weren't all brought together under one umbrella. So the vulnerable road user law brings a lot of these things under one umbrella and makes it a little bit easier for the state in particular to keep an eye on violators of that law.
The new laws aim to create a safer environment for all road users in Massachusetts. By increasing awareness and adherence to the vulnerable road user law, the state can prioritize road safety and protect those who rely on non-motorized transportation. For Cape Media News, I'm Ryan Thompson.